Third time the Bible talks about that it shown himself unto the disciples. We had discussed the other two earlier in the 8 and at the 10 o'clock. We're going to conclude our day with this third appearance. Praise his holy name. There's something in the dynamic of the number 3. God oftentimes allows us to go through situations for 3 times. I want to share something with you before I go any further. I want you to remember, I want you to go back into your history, your biblical history, for just a second and begin to look at why, particularly, Jesus asked Peter, "Do you love me?" 3 times. I want to suggest to you that it covered the aspect of when Peter denied the Lord 3 times. Sometimes you think that you do something, and just because you ask God to forgive you, that it's all right. Many times we can ask God to forgive us, but we're faced with the same situation once again. So the Bible tells us here that he asked him 3 times. The first time was for the first denial. He denied him. The Bible said, before the cock crowed thrice, he said, you're going to deny me 3 times. You've got to understand that you've got to go back and handle your business correctly. You might be able to say, well, you know, Lord, I did this and I did this. I want you to forgive me. But he will forgive you, but you still got to go back and do what you didn't do. Amen. It's like somehow or another our mother telling us to go and cut the grass or clean our room, and she comes back home, and when she gets back home, we say, I'm sorry, Mama, I didn't clean the room, I didn't cut the grass, and you think because you said it's sorry, she said, okay, I forgive you, but go back and do what you're supposed to do. I need you to look at somebody and say, he forgives you, but you got to go back and do what you were supposed to do. Sometimes we think, say, Lord, forgive me, and that's it. No, that's not it. Please tell your neighbor, say, that is not it. You still have to be obedient to God. I think we're going to have church here in just a minute. You still got to be obedient to God. He may tell you to do something, you may not do it, and then all of a sudden, just because you say, well, I asked God to forgive me, that does not settle the matter. You've got to go back and do what God told you to do. I believe I stay there right there for just a minute, because somebody need to hear that asking God for forgiveness, it will help you. It will take care of the blemish on your record, but at the same time, you've got to do what he called you to do. Who am I talking to in here? Who God told you to do something, you did not do what he told you to do, and you thought that asking God to forgive you was going to settle the matter. Turn to your neighbor and neighbor, that is not going to settle the matter. You still got to do what God called you to do. Somebody in here didn't go preach when God said go preach, and you thought it was all right because 4 or 5 years later you got down on your knees and said, God, forgive me, I didn't do what you told me to do. But that does not settle the matter. Please tell 2 people on your left and your right, maybe in front of you or behind you, that asking God for forgiveness does not settle the matter. You still got to do what the Lord told you to tell somebody else. Say, asking God to forgive you does not settle the matter. You still got to go back and do what God told you to do. Somebody right there, give God's name praise out your belly. You still got to do what God told you to do.